Hello, friends, and welcome to Collecting with Stan. And today I got a little bit of a rant, but I thought instead of just ranting and driving you all nuts, it's going to take a little bit of time and clean up this initial cleanup, or quote-unquote spa treatment, as some people call it, of a new sod buster-like knife I got in. Very inexpensive knife. It just really super gritty. If you can see in there, maybe you can. You can see a bunch of polishing stuff and gunk in there. So I'm just going to try and get it cleaned out. Got a little nylon bristle brush, my Ballistol, and a towel here to spray it into so I don't get Ballistol everywhere, and also don't get just all over my table and everything. What my rant is people saying they'll do something and then they don't do it. It's always been a personal pet peeve. I know sometimes I am not the best at following through with something quickly, but if I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. And it's just frustrating because, and I'm not talking about necessarily anybody here on the channel. That's not what I'm doing, or in the community. I'm just talking about like family and friends. They say, "Oh, I'll do this," and then they just don't do it. And I'm sure it happens sometimes here in the communities too. It's gonna happen. It has to happen. I'm just saying it's just the way human nature is. But I don't want to get too persnickety. I don't know what the right word is I'm looking for. I just had something happen, and I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, man, that son of a gun. He said he'd do this, and then he doesn't. And I'm like, kind of irritates me, But we're all human. I'll give them a little bit more time. If I don't see something here in maybe a week or so, I'm gonna hold this person's feet to the proverbial fire and say, hey, what's going on? You told me you'd do this, and you have not. If you can't do it, then let me know, so that I'm not sitting there thinking you're going to come over one of these days and take care of this, what you said you'd do, just let me know, because then I can get somebody else to do it, it's just like I said, I'm not trying to be too persnickety or anything. It's just frustrating. Ooh, man, that back spring is just full of gunk on both sides. Got to clean that up pretty good, I don't know how often that happens to other people. Maybe I'm just too impatient too. I think of all the times that I've waited longer than probably what people wanted me to wait to do something and expect them to be patient with me. But then I guess I'm not giving that same courtesy back to somebody else. And maybe that's an eye opener right there. Do you hate that when you get upset about something and then you start ranting about it, and then you realize that you just answered your own question and figured out what was ticking you off? Man, that back spring's just full of crap. I guess what do you get for this is only like literally a $3 knife. This one here is actually made really well out of. I'm probably going to use this one. The other three that I got in the batch are the blades look bent. I should have brought one out here with me. I didn't think of bringing that one out. The blades look bent, but when you actually start looking at them, you realize there's nothing wrong with the blades. They're not bent at all. It's just what am I trying to say? The grind is so horrible that they look bent. So tell me how bad that is. They function well, they cut well and everything, but they're just really bent and messed up. Wow, look at all that nastiness I'm getting out of there. Do I have one of my screwdrivers out here, little screwdrivers out here? I wonder if I do. Scrape that back spring a little bit. And ooh, got a lot of crud out of there. Ooh, nice. It's working. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. I'm getting a lot, if you can see right in there. See all that crud that came up? That was clean at one point earlier. So that's a good thing. Getting the stuff out. But yeah, I don't know. And then, another rant I have is I was watching a YouTube creators thing today, about the algorithm and understanding it. And they asked, well, why do sometimes you put up a short or a video and it goes really good and then it's like you guys just stop it? And they're like, oh, it's not us. It's not the algorithm. It's just, it's like a store, somebody's cutting, paying, newer products in. And I started laughing because when I first started doing shorts, like no joke, my second short went nuts, had the most views I've ever had on any video, short, anything I've ever had. It was like 6,000 views. And I'm not going to say overnight because that would be lying, but my first day it had 5,000 views. I was just like, holy shnikes, this is amazing, because I'm a small channel, and when I first started doing the shorts and starting to do knife content, I had just over 500 subs, and so that was, to me, that was like, it was like, yeah, I was just like, wow, that's getting much better. I was super happy about that because I was like, hey, I figured something out. I figured out a way I can increase my subscriptions, my views, which is good to get me, even though I've been on YouTube for a long time, I took a year off because of health conditions and stuff. I used to do comic book content. I still do some. It's just not as much. I still love my comic books. I just don't do as much content about them because right now, I've always liked knives too. I think I've told the story of when I was a kid. One of the reasons a buck 110 is so alluring to me is when I was a kid, that was like, if you had a buck 110, you were the king of the block, Well, I never had a buck 110 because I couldn't afford it, but I did have the Pakistani buck 110. So you're next in line, You were like the sub-monarch of the monarchy. That's a such thing. I don't know. But you know what I mean? I don't want to say he's a prince because you weren't somebody else's son or anything, but I'm getting weird here. I don't know. But is this, and that still runs true to me today. Why I like it so much is because, it's those old memories of just having them and just enjoying them. Wow, look at all the stuff I'm getting out of there. Look at all that on the ribs. You can see it. It's on both sides. Not quite as bad on the one side as it is on the other, but wow, I'm really amazed at all the gafunkel. Is that a word, gafunkel? Somebody help me out here. Is that a word? But the pivot's getting much easier. But I mean, yeah, if you want to spend a few bucks on eBay and just pick up some of these, they're well built actually for what they are. It's just like I said, the other three, the blades look bent. I'm looking at them going, how the hell did they bend these blades? But when you really start looking, you realize they're not bent at all. It's just the grinds are so uneven that it puts a perception of a bent blade. That, and they all have a lot of grit in them. I don't know if you guys can hear this one. Don't know if you could hear that or not. And that's way better than it was when I started this. Oh, man, I should probably put some more in here. Maybe I might have to do what Pete says to do, where you set her up, let it really soak in, and then hit it with some a little bit of it canned air. Pete, Jersey knife guy. I hope he's okay. I haven't seen him post anything recently. I'm getting a little concerned for him. I really like his content. He's always fun. Sometimes he's funny as heck. I watched one of his old videos today because I was missing his content, and he had been up most of the night because it's when his one dog had surgery, and he was goofy as hell. I was like, my brother from another mother, but he had fun, and he's just saying how tired him and his wife were, because the poor dog needs help and can't go up and down the steps, can't do, and yeah, this is kind of funny because I've been there, we've been there with our pets, our dogs in the past, because we love our puppers when we have them. Right now we just get to watch our grand pup every once in a while, but yeah, it's just yeah, I don't know. Sometimes life is weird. Let's see if my can of air will work. If not, I might have to spray some degreaser in there. Ooh. Getting some Funkle Dunkles out of there. Wow, there's actually metal came out. There's some metal shavings. I'm either making them now. Ooh, that's much better. Yeah, I think I might spray some degreaser in there. This is a little longer than I thought it was going to be, guys and gals. I apologize. Got my purple power. I can't remember what Thrifty Knifty uses. He uses something like purple power or simple green. I can't remember. And but yeah, ooh, that made it like. But I'm getting the crap out of there. Well, I thought it. Ooh, doesn't help that I get my towel stuck. There we go. Wow. Wow. Getting more crud out of there. You know, you sometimes wonder how a pivot, that area that small, honestly, can hold so much crap. But it does. Wow. Wow, man, I tell you, it's like just nuts. Oh, wow. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but look at the end there, all that crap. My goodness, I'm going to try and blow some air in there and force it out. My compressed air is getting weak. I'm going to hit it with Balstall. And this might be one to put in my new, I just ordered got it in the other day, bigger ultrasonic cleaner. I might use it on this. It's heated and everything. I mean, you don't want to go nuts. I don't know how hot it can get. I haven't even opened the box yet. You don't want to go nuts on anything, you know, like you don't want to throw something in there and put it like 170 degrees, you know, but I don't even know if it can go that hot, to be honest with you. But, you know, if it can go like 130, definitely get it some temperature, you know, hot water. And man, I'm just worried about these wood scales on this because, you know, I am realizing, you know, this is definitely one of those situations where you get what you pay for. And I knew that was going to happen. I mean, I'm not naive, but I wanted to check them out. You know, kind of one of those, let my experience pave the way for you, that you don't have to spend the money. Let me spend the money, and, you know, you can learn from my success or my foolishness. Well, it's definitely better. I might just let it set. I think I'm going to leave it like this, soak it down, let it sit, you know. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening to my rant. I just, you know, I don't have a lot of friends where I live. I have like 0 friends that collect anything, you know. You know, my friends I do have, we're courteous with each other. And, you know, I'll look at the stuff they like to do. They look at the stuff I like to do. You know, I'm sure you have friends like that too, because that's what friends do. You know, they support each other, you know, and say, sometimes, you know, you might say, dude, what the hell are you thinking? I've had that said to me, you know, and rightfully so. And sometimes, but, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see where we go. I might throw this into the ultrasonic. I'll let you know if I do. I'll let you know where we go from here. It's just, I thought this knife would clean up a little faster. I was unfortunately incorrect. I got oil all over my fingers, and I got my keyboard right here and my laptop. I don't want to be touching that all over. I got to watch my arm that I don't stab myself on my knife. Oh, the troubles that I weave for myself. All righty. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. Remember, live long, prosper, and collect your own way.